I'm at the Joining Forces website, which is a resource dedicated to helping the average American find a way to support military families. And you may be surprised at all the skills you have that you can lend to this cause. The first thing I did was scroll down and take a look at the ways I could get involved. And the first thing I did was just send a message of thanks. You select this link and are taken to this web page where you can type in your name and email address and just send a note of appreciation to the service person, to the family members that support them. Takes 2 or 3 minutes and can make a huge difference to folks who feel like they aren't appreciated or are isolated. The next link allows you to find volunteer opportunities within your local community. Now we're going to serve.gov, and that's a site where you can find volunteer opportunities of all types, but this particular branch of serve.gov is focused on helping military families. When you scroll down and enter your zip code, you'll find opportunities to help military spouses or families connect with the Chamber of Commerce. I especially liked this one, a small business incubator, where oftentimes military spouses need to be self-employed because they move so often, and helping them find resources that help them start their own business. Another opportunity is to share your story of support or to share the story of someone you know who's helping with military families. You can again enter your contact information and then let people know what you're doing or toot the horn of someone in your community that's helping. Hopefully these stories will not only allow military families to connect to these resources, but they will inspire other people to get involved. You will be surprised how your unique talents can lend themselves to supporting military families. And on that note, I was also intrigued by this link, which was Thank a Teacher in the Military Community. And I clicked on the link and discovered that there is a Department of Defense Education activity program which recruits folks from the military to serve as teachers both home and overseas. And I had not even known this program existed, so I would encourage you to read this article, and then there's a way you can thank these teachers, and I'm all for thanking teachers. Here we have a Facebook page where you can again click and write a note supporting those folks who teach military children. Now, for about 12 years, I was a junior high and high school teacher, and during that time, I had students in my classroom who were from military families, and they do face some special challenges. They often move every year or two. They have special stresses and strains on their family that a lot of other kids don't experience. So I really think thanking teachers who work with this group is important, and I also have included on this webpage from my blog a link to some resources for folks who teach military children, just strategies for helping them cope. I also wanted to mention that from the first day I started my blog, I have been collecting stories of military families, stories of changes within the military, and I would encourage you to look at some of these stories and see if there's something that strikes a chord. We start out with a story about smartphone apps to help veterans manage stress. Some of us might benefit from this even if we aren't a vet. High-tech uniforms that will be harnessing solar power. Hug a Hero, which is a program where children can get a doll that looks like the parent that is serving in the military and keep that doll with them when they are separated from their parents. Stories of how wounded warriors are helping the community when they return and become involved in nonprofits and jobs in the community. a training program where soldiers learn how to do organic gardening, and then probably my personal favorite, a woman who has painted a portrait of every fallen service person in the Iraq and Afghanistan conflict. And we'll end on Holly Petraeus, who is taking on predatory lending to the military and has just been hired by Elizabeth Warren to serve on the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. All of these resources would not exist without the hard work of Michelle Obama and Dr. Biden, who have both lent themselves to this cause and are really making a difference in the families of our military.